This is the facts. And this is what's been going on. So when I was on that bus and I went through the human rights violations of just the kids, not everything that I told you today here is what I told them. I only went through the human trafficking violations of the kids and explained to them that they were willing to take us into World War III because they had shipping containers surrounding that one that was abandoned or stranded in the Suez Canal, which was Ever Given, which we found the freight the legal documents tying Hillary Clinton to that Evergreen or Ever Given. Both Evergreen and Given is her stuff, her shipping containers. Evergreen was Hillary Clinton's secret code name, Secret Service code name. So they were threatened, and they had missile systems and other shipping containers. They were willing to take us into World War III, which would have been the end of the human race. In by which they threatened to send these missile systems, the shipping containers' roofs raised up by hydraulics, and then the weaponry systems inside those shipping containers raised up their nose. Their nose was about 3 to 4 feet, 5 feet wide, and this is the systems by which the ballistic missile systems, and by which they were going to shoot the United States, Australia, New Zealand, Germany, and the United Kingdom. They are so adamant about you guys not finding out about the World Great Awakening and the the information that I've just passed to you today, that they're willing to kill off the human race. This was their 10th attempt. This is the 10th attempt that our brave constitutionalists within the military have stopped. I know you guys think it's hilarious and it's so fucking funny, but it's not. And pardon my French for saying the F word. But it's not hilarious. It's not funny. And if you get off your carcass, your derriere, you'd find out this stuff. AnonUp.com, WeGoSocial.com, BitChute. You can search any of these topics that I've told you: targeted individuals, gang stalkers, adrenochrome, any of these, and you will get document after documentary, after speech, after independent journalists, after even people inside the intelligence community corroborating that all this stuff has been going on. So where have you been? You've been under the rock. You've been Deep State's biggest important mouthpiece, in by which you're spreading misinformation, in by which you are the true conspiracy theorist of the world, of the globe, in by which you are helping to hide crimes against humanity, in by which you have honored yourself and prided yourself and fought for your right not to get out what is really happening, and thus patting yourself on the back for a job well done and being accessory to murder against crimes against humanity. The ladies on the bus, they laughed hysterically. And how many were there? There was 6 of them. 4 in the front in one section, and 3 and 2 in the back, and 4 gentlemen. And not one of them, every one of them had their phones in their hands, and not one of them looked up anything that I had to say. Now you're starting to get to see how propaganda works. CIA created the term conspiracy theorist because they needed to divide us up. The ones who were complete idiots that didn't know shit from the ones who knew the truth. This is why FBI Fusion Centers has been working to go after activists and whistleblowers and manufacturing files, calling them potential terrorists, and so that file would be accepted by the FISA courts to be tortured and or to run mind control. V2K. V2K is the end of the targeting of the targeted individuals. It's where they are made to stay up 24/7 because the V2K sounds are coming in so loud into the mind and into the audio, the ear, that they can't sleep. And then torture continues on top of that, and so they get their fingerprintless crime, which is what the CBAs or the gang stalkers or Stasi are working for, which is a suicide. Thus, everyone's exempt from any type of criminality because the Target took themselves out. That's what they thought. But now we have every single agent's name. We found the computer system, our military, underneath when we were fighting the dumbs and saving kids. We found the computer system underground in the military base that had not only the handlers' names, their alias names, the alias of all Stasi people in the United States, and may even be around the world, but I do know at least within the United States. We kept that system open so that we can get the next people that sign up within the next 5 minutes. You're not going to find out a lot about the targeted individuals and or the community-based agents and or the fact that they have military-grade weapons. What you're going to be finding out is about the kids. But through the kids, by the grace of us, go them first before the targeted individuals and we the citizens around the globe. Because by hearing their story, we're going to find out how the kids were hit with microwave, ionic plasma beam, or EMF technology, or electromagnetic frequency technology, and by which it is a cancer deployment. We're also going to find out about how they hit these kids while they were caged up in cages with directed energy weapons, such as they're doing to the adults. When we come back on the other side of the Great Awakening, we're going to hear news story after news story, hand over fist, and it'll eventually come out about how we have these agents in the United States and what they were required to do, which is to squash dissent and to squash the truth from getting out there. You're not going to find out a lot about that on Anon Up or We Go Social because, well, for one, we needed those people to help us get the word out. And, of course, we didn't want to create panic or fear because we needed our soldiers, our digital soldiers. I don't know that quite that's the complete basis of it, but we don't want to, I would say that we don't want to put anyone in harm's way. And this is why when Karen Stewart, famous, she will be famous. She's pretty much famous now. She is my friend from NSA. She's written all governors of the 50 states. She's written Washington. She's written people hand over fist, and she gets nothing back for a reply in regards to, we'll look into that, or something like, we'll look into that, or thank you very much, or, oh, I didn't know. We don't get anything like, oh, we'll start an investigation on this. We don't ever get anything like that. And the reason being is that these people are very frightened. They're very, very frightened up in Washington because they don't want to be hit with these weaponry systems. So when you talk about secrecy and monolithic oaths, why didn't I know about this? Our media would tell us about this. Our journalists would tell us about this. The news media magazines would tell us about this. We would learn this through radio, press, print, film, and whatnot. No, you won't. Not if your shit's compromised, and it has been. You've been listening to the wrong source all along. The sources that you should have been listening to is not fact-check sites. Not the journalist. Since when did a journalist trump someone in the intelligence community that's a constitutionalist putting their lives on the line and being threatened? Since when did a journalist or a news reporter or a news anchor ever trump military intelligence? You guys need to put screw on your head back on right, okay, dear? I love you, but good my God. This is not a laughing matter. It's the fact that you are fighting tooth and nail to be the brightest crown in the box and hold that stature. It's going to be over. You're going to get a tidal wave of truth to your face. And when you walk into the grocery store, when you walk into your break room, when you walk in and stand in line at the bank, when you take the bus, when you take the ferry, when you take the airplane, when you're at the airport, at the school, anywhere you go, this is going to, everything that I've talked to you about is going to be talk of the town. So you better pucker up now and get ready for this. But I'd much rather you people be ready and a little bit more prepared and look at some of the stories before you're just hit upside the face with it. Because that's exactly what we're going to do. And if you think that we can't shut your phones down, Starlink's already been initiated. Most of the deep state has already been taken down. Rogue CIA and rogue FBI have been decommissioned. When we come back with the new, once the phones shut down, I believe, it's my theory, when the phones shut down, and I got this from Robert David Steele, because he had mentioned in many of his videos that they should lose their top secret clearance. They should lose it. Well, I do believe we did pull it, but the military systems of which they're running these mind control systems and these directed energy weapons from, they're still able to log into their systems. But when the new internet comes on too, I don't think so. I think that they'll lose their access to be able to access those systems. Furthermore, we know everyone who's logged into those systems. So when Karen and I talked on the phone the other day, my friend from NSA, she said, well, they'll probably just get arrested if they try to log on. So I call her a lot because I want to kick things back and forth to her. What she thinks, we kind of kick things back and forth. But she's diving into. She knows more about how we're going about it and how we're trying, to get recognized as a group. The Targeted Individuals website is called targetedjustice.com. There you're going to find psychiatrists corroborating that this is happening, MD doctors corroborating that this is happening, people with inside the intelligence, CIA, NSA, and FBI corroborating that this is, or FBI corroborating that this is happening. You're going to hear professors on a magnitude of a lot talking about how this is happening. If you go to Amazon.com, you'll see 400 books on the topic of both gang stalkers and remote covert technologies and or targeted individuals. This topic is not going to go away just because you feel that you're the brightest crown in the box and that you have to protect your ego and that you don't want to be stepping out of your social comfort zone. The world is going to be knowing about this. Don't expect CNN to make it on the other side, MSN to make it on the other side of the Great Awakening, or many other of these news outlets who've been working organized crime and taking their pay-to-play money. They will be shut down. The world is going to be so angry, you're going to be out there with pitchforks, but we're going to explain to you that we've already had the military tribunals. We've done this peacefully, because if we knew that if we arrested your favorite star or your favorite president or your favorite vice president or your favorite politician, you'd be out with pitchforks. So that is what I have. And that is the end of the update. As we're in DEFCON 3, I need every single person around the globe to pray that we are successful. Because until we get our phones shut down, we are still in harm's way of humanity. Humanity is still in harm's way until that happens. So, there you go. So I do appreciate it. It's Jennifer Brown reporting live to you, targeted individual, also digital soldier from Las Vegas, Nevada. Take care of you. Take care of your families. And look up things. I've given you great resources to go to. Find the truth. Please, find the truth. But the truth starts in you finding the truth, of you being able to be cognitive enough, intelligent enough, to be willing enough to look up the truth. Truth will set you free. Without truth, you cannot be set free. And that is what this is about. Not just only the children, but us being free and sovereign in all countries around the globe. Thank you for your time. And God bless you all. Pray, pray, pray for our survival. And that the military save as many kids as possible. That's number one. This was all about the kids. You will not believe the atrocities that they have gone through. So please pray for them. Thank you again. Good day.